You said earlier, and I wanted to pick up on it here. Chapter 1 of my book, we talk about your filter, your personal filter. Everybody has a filter that works in their subconscious that is controlling your life because it's either accepting or rejecting information as it's coming at you, and it does it in real time, and it does it without you even thinking about it. Okay? So one of the comments you said was, I want to get to know somebody a little bit so I can find out if they're full of shit or not. Because your filter is now engaged. Okay, I have my bullshit filter on, and it's going to reject anything that you don't believe to be accurate or true, right? Well, that filter is something that's been developed throughout your entire life. From the minute you were born and your parents were telling you things and teaching you things, and you went to school and your teachers were teaching you things, which, by the way, they got from their parents and their teachers. And then you have friends, and peer pressure kicks in because of the things their parents taught them that came from their parents and their teachers. And you become an adult and you go to college, and all this stuff that comes at your brain your whole life. Every book you've ever read, every TV show you've ever watched, every podcast you've ever done, sitting here listening to me today, your brain is accepting or rejecting what I'm telling you based on that history. And that filter that's in your brain is either going to create success or it's going to create failure. And the example I use is, do you know anybody in your life that you go, that guy can't win to save his life? And you know somebody else and you're like, geez, everything he touches turns to gold. And the reason is because that filter in their brain has been trained to either be a success or a failure filter. And that success or failure is based on everything they've done in their life. And then when new information comes at them, they either accept or reject it based on whether they think it will provide value or whether they think it won't. What you said, I'm going to find out whether you're full of shit or not, right? So we all have this filter, all of us, and it's just operating there in real time behind the scenes, right? The problem is, and you talk about somebody who's going into business, the problem is if you've never been successful in business, your filter has no idea how to be successful in business. And so it's taking information that maybe you're a successful father, or you were successful at your job, or you're successful as a mechanic or whatever, but you don't know how to run a business. You don't know how to run a P&L. You don't know how to operate. One of the things that I talk about, the reason people fail in business is their ego, right? If you have never been successful, then you don't know how to be successful. You just don't. And if you get lucky and become successful, good for you. That's probably not going to be a long-term successful thing. But if you continue to fail over and over, all you're doing is creating a failure filter in your own head that's going to continue to morph, and you're just never going to make it, right? One of the things I find missing in business people is that they are too ego-driven. They think they have all the answers. They think they need to be everything to everybody, to everything inside their business. They're unwilling to take advice. And if they do take advice, they're unwilling to follow all of it. I've given advice to people, and they'll take half my advice and half they won't. And they come back and say, that didn't work. I said, you didn't listen, right? Yeah, I did. No, you didn't. You did this, but not that. Or they don't take advice at all. Or they think, I just need to do everything because that's just, I know how to do it better than everyone. And I don't know if I did this with you or not. You have an iPhone?
I have some iPhones.
Made by Apple, right?
Yes.
Who runs Apple? Tim Cook.
Yes.
Tim Cook's the CEO of Apple.
Yes.
$3 trillion company. Most successful company in the world. Tim Cook has a board of directors. And what do?
Tell him what to do. They
come in and they give him advice based on their filters, based on their knowledge, their background, their experience. They come in and say, each one of them said, based on, my background, this is how I think you should make these decisions. And he thinks you should do that. And she thinks you should do that. And Tim Cook sits with his board of directors probably every quarter and gets advice from all these people on how to run the biggest, most successful, most profitable company in the world. If Tim Cook needs a board of directors to help him make decisions, what makes you think as a new or young entrepreneur that you can do it all yourself?